5 years ago, Parti Liyani, an Indonesian domestic worker, was acquitted at the High Court after being accused of stealing over 140 items by the family of then-Changi Airport Group chairman Liew Mun Leong. While Parti was eventually acquitted, this case caused an uproar, and as mentioned by the BBC, led many to question the impartiality of a system that seemed to favour the wealthy and elite. In this series of videos, we revisit Parti's legal battle and explore the question, was justice truly served? I happened to be casework manager at the shelter when Parti was charged. Parti maintained her innocence right from the start and insisted on claiming trial to fight the allegations. Little did we realize that this fight would take 4 whole years, during which time Parti was not allowed to work. Throughout this time, Parti stayed at Home's crisis shelter for female migrant workers. Home was fortunate enough to engage pro bono lawyer Anil Balchandani, and together with a team of tireless volunteers, fought to defend Parti. Here's a recap of events leading up to the trial. On 28 October 2016, Carl Liew, Mr. Liew Mun Leong's son, showed up at his father's house at 49 Chancery Lane with 2 employment agents and told Parti she was fired. She was given 2 hours to pack her things. Parti asked for a reason, but Carl did not provide one. Parti, who worked for the family for 9 years, rushed to pack her things into 3 jumbo boxes. Some of the items were left outside the boxes. After 2 hours, Carl and the employment agents returned to the home and Parti had to leave for the airport. The boxes were left behind and the Liews agreed to send them back to Parti in Indonesia. The next day, Mrs. Liew, Carl and Heather, Carl's wife, decided to open the 3 boxes. They alleged that they found items in the 3 boxes that belonged to the family. Mr. Liew then filed a police report claiming that Parti had stolen from them. On 2nd December 2016, Parti returned to Singapore and was arrested upon arrival at Changi Airport. Between the time Mr. Liew made the police report on the 30th of October 2016 and Parti's arrest 5 weeks later in December, the police had not visited 49 Chancery Lane to view the scene of the alleged offence. By the time the police went to the house on the 3rd of December 2016, the items had already been removed from the boxes, and some were even being used by the Liew family. It was only some 6 months later, after the police report had been filed, that the police actually seized the items that they claimed she stole. This break in the chain of custody of evidence was a key factor in Parti's acquittal. In August 2017, 8 months after her arrest, Parti was charged with stealing from 4 members of the Liew family: Liew Mun Leong, Carl, Liew Mun Leong's son, Heather, Carl's wife, and Mei Liew, Liew Mun Leong's daughter. Parti maintained her innocence and claimed trial. The items included 1 Pioneer DVD player valued at $1,000, 115 items of used clothing valued at $150 per item, 1 damaged Gerald Genta watch valued at $25,000, 2 old iPhones and chargers valued at $2,056, 1 Swatch watch valued at $75, an assortment of fashion accessories valued at $400, an assortment of kitchenware and utensils valued at $300, 1 Vacheron Constantin watch of unknown value. The trial began in April 2018 and ended in January 2019. There were 20 days of trial and 15 witnesses in total. So what was Parti's defense? Some of the items were purchased by Parti or given to her. Some of the items were discarded and found by Parti. Some of the items were not even packed by Parti into the jumbo boxes. At the end of the trial, State Court Judge Olivia Low amended the second charge and removed 7 items that Carl Liew accused Parti of stealing from him. She found that there was reasonable doubt whether these items were in the possession of or belonged to Kyle. These included 4 items of women's clothing, including that black dress, a quilt cover, and 2 ladies' wallets. In other words, the judge chose to amend the charge and remove items that discredited Kyle rather than acquit Parti of stealing those items. State Court Judge Olivia Low eventually convicted Parti on all 4 charges and sentenced her to a total of 26 months imprisonment. Parti filed an appeal against his conviction and sentence, and 10 months later, her appeal was heard at the High Court in November 2019. High Court Judge Chan Seng-on found that the prosecution had not proved its case beyond a reasonable doubt and acquitted Parti on all 4 charges. In particular, Judge Chan found that there was improper motive by Mr. Liew and Kyle in filing the police report against Parti to prevent her from complaining about being illegally deployed to clean Kyle's office and his home. Number 2, there was a break in the chain of custody of evidence. After the boxes were opened by the Liews and the police report was filed, items were removed and used by the Liew family. This meant that there was a real possibility of items being mixed up. There was a serious risk of contamination of evidence. Some allegedly stolen items could not even be located by the Liews for the trial. Some of the items listed as stolen by Parti in Mr. Liew's original police report were different from the items that were listed in the charges finally brought against Parti. Regarding the police statements, there was reasonable doubt in relation to the accuracy of translation for 2 of the police statements due to the differences in Bahasa Melayu and Bahasa Indonesia. For 3 of the 4 police statements taken out by the police, there was no Bahasa speaking interpreter present. There were police interviews where Parti was questioned about the items but only shown a black and white photocopy of them, such as this. Judge Chan said that Carl Liew is not a credible witness. And here I'd like to read from his judgment. Okay. Chan Seng-on says that Carl was a witness who was not only lacking in credibility, he also did not take the process of giving testimony seriously. Carl was internally inconsistent and contradicted by the other witnesses. Carl's dishonesty on the stand was plainly evident from his testimony, and the judge failed to fully appreciate her decision to amend the second charge in relation to Carl's lack of credibility. The fact that Carl lied about the particular items in the second amended charge does not only taint his credibility as a witness, but also affects the convictions for the items in the second charge that are premised on Carl's testimony alone. Parti's acquittal brought immense relief, but the systemic failures that led to a wrongful conviction at the state courts have not been sufficiently addressed. In coming episodes, we revisit the events post-acquittal and ask, has justice truly been served? In the meantime, you can check out these resources to learn more. Please like and share this video so it can reach a wider audience. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions or suggestions on what content you'd like to see.